Hey everybody, welcome to it. Welcome to my new garage. Yep, I just got my wall up about 2 days ago, and this is my first opportunity. This is my first video I'm making in front of the garage, in front of my new wall, and I'm in my new garage here. This is a house that we just moved into about 3 weeks ago. I bought this garage, and it came with a really cool house attached to the end of it. So the wife's happy, I'm thrilled to death. This is cool. Anyway, I'm doing this video today because I recently got a comment from somebody on the channel. He was asking about how I attach my Sony camera to the side of my helmet. And I thought, well, that would be something interesting to do because I've thought about doing that a couple of times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show anybody that wants to see how I built all of this stuff and how it's attached to the helmet. It's not screwed on here in any way. It's not physically glued on here in any way. I can take it off with just a snap. It just snaps right off. And how all these wires and stuff go on here, I will take you in the house and we'll go do that. But before we do all that stuff, I've got to make a trip down to Lowe's. I got to take something back anyway, and I'm going to take my camera with me. And after I return my item, I'm going to walk through the store and I'm going to show you where I got the metal from that I made the mount with. I'm going to show you where I got the stuff they call dual lock, where I got that from and how I mounted it on there, and all the other hardware that I've used to put this together. So yeah, join me as we explore how I built my helmet for all these motorcycle rides. Come on, it'll be an adventure. Let's check it out. But we're in the hardware section here at Lowe's. This could change, but this is where all the nuts and bolts and screws and brackets and all the other stuff is. And there's something down here that that I came and got that I used for this very project, and it's right here. There's a section usually in here of miscellaneous metal pieces, a threaded rod, square stock, all of this kind of stuff, just tons of it. That's steel. We want something like that that's made out of aluminum, and it's right over here. This is the exact stuff that I got right here. I came in here and bought me a piece of this. I think it was like $8.98. Just like that, right there. This is just a little piece of aluminum, and this is what I use. I've got a lot of it left because I didn't need a whole bunch of it, but that's where I got the metal from, and I will show you at the house when we get back there how I cut it and shaped it and got it into shape. But let's go find out how I actually attached it. Right in here somewhere. There's Velcro. We don't want Velcro. It's got to be a little more aggressive than Velcro. Okay, here we go. Ah, this looks familiar. Scotch. This is the stuff right here. You see the wavy double lines on those? Both sides are the same and they click together. This stuff used to be called dual lock. I don't see dual lock on there anywhere anymore. But this is the stuff right here. That's what it looks like. I got some at the house. I'm not going to buy it, but that's the stuff right there. That is what I use to attach everything to that helmet right there. If you want it in big numbers, you can get it right here. I mean, there's a lot of it there. There's like a mile of it. Yeah. That is the dual lock stuff. All right, well, welcome to the workbench. This is kind of in my man cave here in the house, in the new house that we just bought that I mentioned earlier. Anyway, this is my helmet. It's rather dusty. I apologize about that. I've been using a circular saw in the garage, cutting some wood for things in the house, and well, it got dusty. Cutting wood makes dust. Anyway, I'm going to show you how I put this helmet together and some of the different products that I use to make it go, and hopefully by the time we're done, you'll have a better understanding of exactly what's going on here. Like I said, this is a HJC helmet. It's the kind of helmet that has the whole front of it comes up like this, which added a whole nother level of complication to figuring out how I wanted to do this, as far as, you know, where I'm going to tie the wiring in here at the corner, so that I can you know, for this cable right here has to do with an extra battery, which I've got connected over here on this side. That's what this is. This is, again, this is the dual lock stuff that we were talking about earlier. And all of this stuff over here is held on with dual lock as well. We'll start with this little piece of it right here, and we'll just kind of work around. This is a piece of 90-degree elbow and or angle. And here's, when I bought it, I think it came in a package of 3. This is all it was. I needed to have something that the camera could sit on, and it would still be able to stick to the side of the helmet. So that's what this is. And then to make the camera sit on there, I needed to have something here, and you can see that right here. And this is just rubber. And I think I went to Joann Fabric or maybe Michael's Hobby Store, and I bought this. This is all this is just peel and stick rubber, sticky on the back. It's not very thick. That's exactly what this is. This is just I've doubled it up here, and I drilled a, you can see I did this exact same thing right here. That's exactly what this is right here. I drilled a 4th hole in there so I could put a screw in it. This was for some other application that that really didn't work out for me, so I kind of abandoned it. But these here are the same rubber. You can see where I've kind of doubled them up right here, and drilled a hole in there. And that hole is for this screw right here that holds the camera on. And the only thing that's keeping this screw in the hole is the rubber itself, because you want that screw not to fall out. So it's just being held in there by the rubber. And that's the screw that holds this camera on when you put the thing together. There it is. And the reason you need that rubber is so that when you tighten down on it, it squeezes down on that, and it's nice and snug there. You don't want it to be solid tight. You can do it any way you want, but I put the rubber on there so it had a little bit of a rubber mount to it. So it sits there like that. And then these things, they just plug into the back of this, because there's little plugs in the back of this for these. There. Now that's in there. This is the microphone cable right here, and this is for the power cord. And that's here. And the reason I've got that is so that because I've got a stick in here that's like 128 gigs. I can ride for hours. The battery in this thing will die before the memory runs out, and that's why I bought this thing. You go around to the back side of this helmet, and over here I will attach this this battery right here, and it plugs in just like this, and it attaches to this side of the helmet like that, just like that. And that will keep that camera powered on for literally hours. Hours. I think this is probably a 2500 or 3000 milliamp hour battery. It's not a huge one, but it does a fine job of making this thing work. Okay, let's take all this stuff back off here again. And there you go. Now, these little tabs here that I've got, these are tabs that I bought. I've had these a long time. I used to do instrumentation for the military, fighter jets in the Navy and in the Marine Corps. And this was something that I was introduced through that, and they're glued on here. these are things that are glued on to this helmet. All right, I'm going to show you in a little more detail these little tabs that I have on here. And like I said, I got them here and here, and they go all the way around the back of the helmet here, all the way to the other side. I've got them, and they're little tie tabs is what we used to call them when I was working. Some of them are held on by, that's just held on by string. A couple of them are actually held on by little zip ties and things like that. I mean, And I'm going to show you where you get those things. I got a few of them left here. Let me get the glare off of them. I don't have that many of these left. I need to order some more. I'll show you where I get them. They're called, I don't know if you can see that or not, T&B, TC, let me get my finger out of the way, TC 105. I'll show you where I get these little things from. You can order them off the internet, and I'll show you exactly where they come from. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where to get those little tie-down tabs. This is Bing. It's a search engine, just like Google is. This is the one I like a little bit better. If you go to the search bar up here, and I've already searched for it once, if you click on that, you can see that it's that I've already searched on it. It's actually the top one there, T&B. TC 105, those are the letters that are on there. If you click on that, it'll come up there and then go over to the other side and hit search, and away you go. You're going to get this right here. TC 105 in stock, starting at 33 cents a piece. Let's go search that. Boom. There they are. Those are the glue tabs. This is a place where you can order these things. There's a bunch of them in stock. In stock, they got 5,600 of them. Yep, that's where you'd get them from. Online components from a place called Thomas & Betts. And I used this adhesive right here. This is double bubble. You can see that. It's the reason they call it double bubble is because it's got two little bubbles here. And I just usually cut it in half, or fold it and cut it in half, cut the end off, and you can squeeze out an equal amount of each, and just, it's 5-minute epoxy. And if you don't want to get that, they sell this at Lowe's. It's called JB Weld. It comes in a package of two. One is the actual stuff, and the other is the hardener that you put in it, and you mix them in equal amounts, and they do the same thing. They'll harden up in about 5 or 6 minutes. This would be a lot harder to get off. This double bubble stuff, it basically just kind of pops off if you start taking it apart. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing real quick for the for this epoxy stuff right here. I'll show you where you can get this off the internet as well. Again, I'm back to my Bing search. I've already searched it once, so I know it's here. Put my cursor up here in the search bar, and then you can see it right there. It's the top one I typed in, double bubble epoxy by Hardman. You just click on that, and boom, it'll come up right here. And then I went down to Amazon. Amazon right here, official site, bam. And there it is. You can search through here and you can buy it. It's not the cheapest thing on the planet. This is a 10-pack right here for 22 bucks. That's the exact same stuff. It's extra fast setting. You don't have to get extra fast setting. They've got orange, which is like a has extra toughness. The blue stuff is the 2-hour set as opposed to 5-minute epoxy. There's a lot of options. You got a lot of options in here. Anyway, that's where you're going to get that. Same place we got the other stuff. Now this other stuff, this is the dual lock that we talked about. I told you I had some when we were down in Lowe's, that I had some at the house, and this is all that I've got left right here. But what it is a two-piece. Like I said, both pieces are the exact same. And here's two pieces of it right here, and they are exactly the same. And you can put them together, and they go together pretty well. You're not going to get those apart with just, wind blowing across your helmet. This is a lot stronger than just regular Velcro. That stuff just really gets after it. And the reason I started using that stuff was I watched another YouTuber that rides, and he found this stuff. He's over in Europe somewhere, I think in England or in Germany. He found this stuff, and I was watching him, how he put his helmet together, and that's exactly what he used, and I went looking for it, and I found it. But this here is that piece of aluminum that I showed you, and it's got a piece of dual lock on it right here. That's one piece of it. And it's basically peel and stick. If you look at the back of it, you just peel off that tape on the back? So he says you do. There it is, right there. You peel it off, and that backing on that stuff is sticky. Oh my gosh. To be honest with you, I think if you tried to peel that off your helmet too fast, you would actually pull the the finish off your helmet. I really think so, because that is on there. And what I did was, before I actually attached it to the helmet, I went and got some alcohol wipes, and I wiped that down to get all the oil and grease out from underneath of it. And I put that on there, and it is on there good. And this is how I shaped this thing. You can kind of see the curved angle to it right there. I bent this thing so it would fit in such a way that when I was, riding down the road with my helmet on, let's see if we can get that back on there again. It is on there. I'll tell you what. So that when you're driving down the road and your helmet is closed, like it should be, you got that. The camera is facing straight forward, and if you put the this thing on here, I even had this on here at an angle so the camera was level, kind of like that. I actually made a mark on this thing so I would know where level was. Oh, you can see it. I kind of blackened it in a little bit here. It's a little bit black there and a little bit black here. And I think you just kind of line those up and put it on there, and then it kind of makes it so it's straight. There you go. That's how it would be. When you're driving down the street, that's pretty darn close. And nope, it's off by a little bit. When you're looking out of your helmet like that, the camera is flat. Yeah. And that's how that goes. And I ran these cables on here, and I just attached them. I used a hacksaw to cut this thing at this angle right here. These angles are cut with a hacksaw, and then I've got a belt sander in the garage, one of those. It's a vertical thing, and it has a disc at one end, and it's a little Craftsman belt sander, and I rounded off all the edges and took the sharp edges and stuff off of it, and here's the unit right here. This is my little sander. It's a little Craftsman sander. It's got the vertical piece here with a little board to keep things square, and then it's got this little disc on the side, and this is what I use to shape that thing. It works great. I've had that thing for a number of years, and it works really well. Got it all finished up real nice and got all the bends in it so that it all pointed nice and straight. It's something you got to kind of figure out, and once you get it all figured out and get it set on there like that, you can kind of see the roundness of it and how it kind of snugs right to the contours to the helmet, and it fits on there pretty nicely, and it will not come off. I've had this, well, I don't know if I can legally tell you how fast I've been going, but it's faster than the posted speed limit, and it has not come off of there. I've been out on the freeway doing 75. It doesn't even, the videos aren't even, they're steady as a rock. Anytime you watch a video where I'm on a road going, you don't see the camera bobbling around too much because it's pretty solid. Anyway, this little one is a microphone, and I just bought a mic that would fit here, and you can see I ran it through my little tie downs. That's all these are. I just put these tie downs on here, and I ran them all around the thing. That's what this one's for, and then I carried the two tie downs to here, and I went into this little side. This is for one of those radio microphones that you would wear, and you could talk to somebody else on other bicycles or on other motorcycles, and that's where that would go. This helmet came ready for a Bluetooth comm system. And anyway, I ran that in here, into here, and I came all the way around, and I think, nope, it's in this cheek pad right here. It just pops off, and I don't know if you can see that there, but I've got all the cabling is kind of tied up right here. and stuck there. And then I've got the, can you see it? The cabling. This is this cable right here. And I just brought it through. I took this thing mostly apart and got all this stuff fished in here. And then I cut a little hole in this helmet right here so I could put this into the foamy part of this cheek pad. And all that, what I've really done so that it's kind of waterproof and it's not affected by moisture as I'm breathing in this thing, is I wrapped it in a piece of washcloth, wrapped it up real good, tied it real nice, and then I put this piece of, it's like saran wrap around it so that moisture couldn't get to it because it's always out in the garage. And then I just stuffed it down into that cheek pad, and I made a few rides just to make sure that it could hear me. It would pick me up okay. And it works great. I've never had a problem with it. It's not the quietest helmet in the world. You can do some research on the internet as to what helmet to get, and you know which ones are going to be more quiet than others. This is a I think I paid $200, $225 for this helmet, mostly because it has this function to it. And the reason I like this function is because I wear glasses. And I can take this on and off without having to take my glasses off. I hate taking my glasses off and having to try to fish your glasses on while you're here, and it's just a pain in the butt. If you wear glasses, this type of a helmet is very it's very beneficial to have a helmet that's like this as far as glass wearing goes. And that's how that works. That's my whole operation right there. I hope that answers up any questions you have about how this thing is supposed to go together or how I put it together. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day and safe riding. Talk to you later.